KoKo Language Learning, Listening, and Shadowing podcast.
Hey there, Allie. How have you been doing today?
Hey, Jacob. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. And hello to all of you listening from wherever you are joining us today.
Welcome, everyone, to the KoKo Language Learning podcast. We're so glad you're here.
Yes, welcome. This is where we try to make learning English a bit more fun and, natural.
Exactly. Think of this deep dive not just as a source of great travel tips, which it definitely is, but also as a chance to practice your English listening skills.
Right. You can listen along, maybe even try shadowing. That's repeating phrases after us. It's a fantastic way to absorb the language, the rhythm, the pronunciation, almost without thinking about it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And speaking of helping us out, if you enjoy what we do here, please do consider subscribing or liking or maybe even sharing this deep dive with someone you know.
Yeah, it honestly makes a huge difference for us. That support really motivates us to keep creating more content to help you with your English learning journey.
It truly does.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump into today's main topic, which is super exciting, it's a beginner's guide to international travel. Let's quickly introduce 3 vocabulary words we'll be using. Understanding these will help, I think.
Good idea. First up is honeymoon phase. Have you ever started something new, like a new job or maybe even a relationship? And at the very beginning, everything just feels amazing.
Oh, yeah. Like perfect, exciting.
Exactly. That initial period of pure excitement and happiness where everything seems wonderful, that's the honeymoon phase. We'll talk about how this applies when you first land in a new country.
Okay, got it. What's next?
Next is discretionary income. This might sound a bit financial, but it's actually pretty simple.
Got it.
It's the money you have left over after you've paid for all the essential things like your rent, your food, your bills.
Right, the necessities.
Precisely. So discretionary income is the money you can actually choose how to spend, maybe on hobbies, maybe saving, or very relevant for today, maybe on making those travel dreams happen.
Makes sense. And the last one.
The last one is really important for travelers. Culture shock.
Yes.
This is that feeling you can get, maybe confusion, maybe anxiety, maybe just feeling uncomfortable when you're suddenly dropped into a culture that's really different from your own.
Yeah, where things just feel unfamiliar. The way people act, maybe the food, the language.
Exactly. It's finding things very different, and it can be a bit jarring. It's a totally normal part of traveling, and we'll definitely talk about how to navigate it.
Great. So honeymoon phase, discretionary income, and culture shock.
Yeah.
Got it. Keep those in mind, everyone.
Okay, so should I give everyone a quick summary of what we're diving into today?
Yeah, please do. Let everyone know what they'll get out of this.
All right. So in this deep dive, we're basically going to give you a roadmap for your very first international trip. If you've ever felt, overwhelmed by planning travel or just dreamed of seeing the world but had no idea where to start, this is definitely for you. We'll help you figure out where to go, how to manage your money while you're traveling, navigate all those important documents, pack smart, and even understand how to deal with new cultures. Get ready to turn those travel dreams into real adventures with practical steps and maybe even some surprising insights to make your first journey smooth and hopefully really memorable.
Fantastic. So let's begin right at the start where every big journey really kicks off.
Yeah.
That decision to actually go. stepping into something completely new, especially something as big as traveling internationally for the first time, it can feel pretty overwhelming, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. It really can. It's like standing at the bottom of a huge mountain and just wondering how on earth you'll get to the top. That very first step, just deciding, okay, I'm doing this, that often feels like the hardest part.
It really does. And that initial, hesitation, that fear of the unknown, it can sadly stop people before they even begin.
Which is such a shame because despite those initial nerves, travel offers such incredible personal growth. It really pushes you outside your comfort zone.
Yeah,
You have to adapt, you find strengths you didn't know you had, you see things from a totally new perspective. It builds resilience, expands your worldview.
Hmm.
It's amazing for understanding yourself better, too.
totally agree. And that's really our goal today, isn't it? To break down this big, potentially scary process into smaller, manageable steps.
Exactly. We want to give you the tools and the confidence to move from just dreaming about it to actually doing it. Make that mountain feel more like a path you can actually walk on.
So that brings us to maybe the most exciting part, but also maybe one of the trickiest,
Yeah.
choosing where to go.
Right. It's easy to just get swept up by amazing photos on Instagram or those top 10 places lists, and those are great for inspiration, for sure.
Yeah, they get you dreaming.
But especially for your first international trip, thinking practically is often key. It's not just about how pretty the picture is, it's about the kind of experience you want and, importantly, how easy it's going to be for you as a beginner.
That's a really good point. It's about matching the dream with the reality of a first trip. So maybe the first thing is to think about your basic preferences.
Definitely. Like, are you a city person? Do you love that buzz and energy? Or do you prefer the peace and quiet of the countryside?
Good question. And what about climate? Dreaming of beaches and sunshine, or are mountains and cooler weather more your thing?
And also, what kind of sights? Are you drawn to those world famous landmarks everyone knows? Or are you maybe looking for something a bit more um, off the beaten path, somewhere quieter?
And language. That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Especially for first timers who might be nervous.
Huge. If you're feeling anxious, there's absolutely nothing wrong with picking a place where English is widely spoken. It just makes everything navigating, ordering food, asking for help so much easier.
Takes away a layer of stress.
Exactly. But if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, maybe you want the challenge of trying out a few phrases in the local language. That can be really rewarding too.
It definitely can. Even just hello and thank you can go such a long way.
Totally. Which leads to another key thing. What are your hobbies? Your interests? This shouldn't just be an afterthought. It should be a major factor in your decision.
Right. Like if you absolutely love animals.
Yeah. Imagine volunteering at a Thai elephant conservation project, actually helping care for elephants responsibly, or maybe a sea turtle project in Costa Rica if you love the ocean.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Or what if you want to learn something new?
Perfect example. If you've always wanted to try scuba diving, places like Honduras are known for being great for beginners, beautiful reefs, accessible dive sites,
Okay.
or beginner surfers. Costa Rica is legendary for that. Gentle waves, great instructors. And if hiking is your passion, maybe something epic like Alaska's Chilkoot Trail, though that's a big one.
So how do you even find these places?
Honestly, a good starting point is just to search online for something like best place to learn beginner surfing or best places for beginner hiking. You'll find tons of ideas tailored to your interest.
That's a practical tip. So thinking about all this, it kind of circles back to your comfort zone, doesn't it?
It really does. Experiencing different cultures, foods, ways of life, that's often the best part of travel, the most memorable stuff.
For sure.
But for your first time, especially if you're nervous, it's perfectly okay to choose somewhere a bit more familiar. Maybe somewhere with good tourist infrastructure where things are relatively easy to navigate.
Build that confidence first.
Exactly. Start somewhere comfortable, get your travel feet wet, and then you can be bolder on future trips.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, there are two other really big things we absolutely have to talk about in the planning stage: time and money.
Non-negotiables. First, how much time do you realistically have for this trip?
Right. Because if it's just a few days, like a long weekend.
Then staying closer to home probably makes more sense, right? You spend less time traveling and more time actually at your destination.
Good point. But if you have, say, a week or two, or even longer.
Ah, then the world really opens up. That's when those long-distance international trips become really feasible and offer that totally immersive, different experience.
Okay. And then the budget, the money talk.
Yes, the money talk. It's crucial. You need to set a clear, realistic maximum amount you're willing and able to spend.
And saving for it. That's not passive, is it?
Not at all. It means making travel a priority. It might mean cutting back on some things like, that fancy coffee every day or eating out less often.
Using that discretionary income we talked about.
Precisely. Channeling it towards your travel goal. A really practical tip here is to open a separate savings account just for travel.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, set up an automatic transfer each month, even if it's just a small amount. It adds up faster than you think.
And what about saving money while traveling? Like with accommodation?
Great question. Don't just think hotels. Look into vacation rentals, places you can find on sites like Airbnb or VRBO. They often have kitchens, maybe laundry.
Which can save a lot of money on food and washing clothes.
Exactly. It can be much more budget-friendly than a hotel, freeing up more of your cash for exploring activities, actually experiencing the place.
Okay, this is all great planning advice. So let's say you have an idea of where you want to go, roughly when, and your budget. What's next? The nitty-gritty stuff.
Yep, time for the pre-departure checklist.
Yeah.
This is where we handle the essential logistics. And number one, top of the list, absolutely critical.
Let me guess. Passport.
Your passport, absolutely. For international travel, it's everything. And the biggest thing to check is the validity.
How long does it need to be valid for?
Most countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months after your planned trip ends. Not just until you leave, but 6 months beyond.
Wow, okay, that's important. 6 months beyond the end date.
Crucial detail. Check the issue date and expiry date carefully. And also, make sure you have enough blank pages for stamps.
Stamps, like entry
Yeah.
and exit stamps.
Yeah. If you're visiting multiple countries, you'll need space for those. Running out of pages can actually stop you from continuing your trip.
No way. Okay, check for blank pages too. Anything else about passports?
Yes, something less obvious but really important. Certain stamps in your passport can actually cause problems entering other countries.
Really? Like what?
Well, for example, having a stamp from Cuba might make it difficult or impossible to get an electronic visa and a visa for the United States later.
Ah,
And sometimes an Israeli stamp can cause issues entering some Middle Eastern countries. Even those fun souvenir stamps you can sometimes get at tourist sites. Best to avoid putting those in your official passport, as they've occasionally caused problems too.
good to know. And what about the condition of the passport?
It needs to be in good condition. Seriously, even a passport that looks a bit damaged, maybe bent corners or a tear, could potentially lead to you being denied entry. Be careful with it.
Okay, so treat it well. And getting a new one takes time, right?
Oh, yeah. Lead times can be long. In the UK, it can sometimes take 10 weeks or even more. So the moment you even start thinking about traveling internationally, check your passport's expiry date. Don't wait.
Okay, practical action step then.
Yeah.
What should you do with all this document info?
Make copies. Make physical photocopies of your passport's main page, any visas you get, your driver's license, your travel insurance details.
And keep them separate from the originals.
Yes. Keep one set somewhere else in your luggage and maybe leave another set with someone trusted back home. And also, make digital copies.
Like scan them or take photos.
Exactly. Store them securely online, maybe in cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox, or encrypted on your phone. If the worst happens and you lose your originals, having those backups is an absolute lifesaver.
That makes total sense.
Yes.
Okay, so passport sorted. What about visas?
Right, visas. Some countries require them in addition to your passport. Once you've got a destination in mind, you need to check the official government website for that country or a reliable source like the IADA Travel Center. They'll tell you if you need one.
And are they easy to get?
It varies hugely. Some are simple online applications, others involve embassy visits, lots of paperwork, and can be quite expensive and take a long time.
Ah,
So, a practical tip for first-timers, especially if you're short on time or budget, might be to lean towards destinations that don't require complex visas. Keep it simple for the first trip.
good advice. And anything specific about getting them? Like payment?
Sometimes, yes. Some visas, especially if you get them on arrival, might require payment in cash, often in a specific currency like US dollars, and sometimes they even specify unmarked new bills. Check the requirements carefully.
Wow, okay. Details matter.
They really do. And understand the type of visa. Is it single entry, meaning you can only go in once, or multiple entry? And if you're planning to do something other than just tourism, like volunteering or studying, you might need a completely different specialized visa. Getting this wrong can mean being turned away at the border.
Yikes. Okay, documents covered. What about health?
Health preparations. Super important. Vaccinations are often the first thing people think about.
Right. Do I need shots?
Don't stress about it until you know where you're going. Once you have a destination, the first step is to talk to your doctor or, even better, a specialized travel health clinic.
Why so early?
Because some vaccinations need multiple doses spread out over weeks or even months. You really need to start this process at least 6 weeks before you leave, sometimes longer.
6 weeks minimum. Okay. And do they cost much?
They can, yes. And this is really important. Factor the cost of vaccinations and any necessary medications into your overall travel budget. This is not the place to try and save money. If the required health precautions make a destination unaffordable for you right now, the responsible thing to do is honestly to choose a different destination. Your health is absolutely paramount.
That's a tough but important point.
Mm.
Never skip vaccinations due to cost.
Never. I heard about someone planning a long trip through Africa and their necessary vaccinations and malaria meds cost something like 750 pounds, over $900 maybe. It's a real cost, but essential.
Speaking of malaria, is that something else to check?
Definitely. Check if anti-malarial pills are recommended for where you're going. If your doctor says yes, take them. You might hear stories about side effects, but trust me, contracting malaria is far, far worse. It can be incredibly serious. Take the pills if they're advised.
Got it. Health sorted now. Let's talk money management while you're actually traveling. How do you keep it safe and make it last?
Okay, finances on the go. First step before you go. Get a really clear picture of your current financial situation back home.
Like all my bills and stuff?
Everything. Write down all your regular bills, any subscriptions, where your income comes from, what you usually spend money on each month. Knowing your baseline is key to making a realistic travel budget.
And then automation, you mentioned that.
Yes, automation is your friend here. Before you leave, set up automatic payments for as many of your regular bills as possible. Rent, utilities, phone bill, whatever.
So you don't have to worry about them while you're away.
Exactly. Set up standing orders for savings, too. It just frees up so much mental energy. I heard about an artist who did this before a long trip to remote places, and it meant she could just focus on her art, not on juggling payments with patchy internet.
That sounds amazing. What about managing the actual travel money?
A really good tip is to get a separate debit or credit card just for your travel expenses.
Why separate?
It creates a clear boundary. This money is for the trip. It helps you stick to your budget and makes it less tempting to dip into your regular funds. Plus, many modern banks offer travel-specific cards with great exchange rates and low or zero foreign transaction fees.
Like Starling Bank, you mentioned.
Yeah, that's one example in the UK. There are others globally. Look for cards designed for travelers. It can save you a lot on fees.
Okay. And do I need to tell my regular bank I'm going away?
Yes, absolutely crucial. Call your bank and your credit card companies. Tell them which countries you'll be visiting and the dates.
Aye.
To prevent them from seeing an unusual foreign transaction, thinking it's fraud, and blocking your card. Imagine being stuck somewhere with no access to money. It happened.
Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely need to do that.
And while you're talking to them, ask about their foreign transaction fees, ATM withdrawal fees, or limits abroad. Good to know that stuff up front.
Right. Now, getting local cash. You said avoid airport exchange booths.
Generally, yes. They often have poor exchange rates and high fees. The best bet is usually to use a local bank's ATM after you arrive.
ATMs give better rates.
Typically, yes, much better rates. One key tip, though. If the ATM asks if you want to be charged in your home currency or the local currency,
Which should I choose?
always choose the local currency. Let your own bank handle the conversion. It almost always works out cheaper for you. That's called dynamic currency conversion, and you usually want to decline it.
Okay. Choose local currency at the ATM. Got it.
Yeah.
And never exchange money on the street.
Definitely not. That's often a scam. You might get fake money, or it could even be dangerous. Stick to official banks or ATMs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thinking about Japan again, you said it's quite cash-based.
It is, surprisingly so in many places. So you'll definitely need to carry Japanese yen. You can get it from ATMs. The ones in 7-Eleven stores are usually very reliable for foreign cards or exchange at banks or post offices. Just be aware of limits on how much cash you can bring in or take out without declaring it.
Good specific example.
Okay.
Money sorted. What about staying connected? Phones, Wi-Fi?
Connectivity. Yeah, important. First, call your mobile provider before you leave. See what international plans they offer. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes expensive.
What's the alternative?
Often, buying a local SIM card when you arrive is cheaper for data. Or even easier these days are eSIMs. Companies like Airlo or UBG let you buy data plans digitally for specific countries or regions, often much cheaper.
eSIMs. Okay, I'll look into those.
And make sure your main messaging app, like WhatsApp, is set up and working before you leave home. Sometimes verification needs your home number.
Good tip. What if I need reliable Wi-Fi? Maybe for work.
Then maybe consider getting a portable Wi-Fi hotspot device. It creates your own little internet bubble. And another tip, download stuff before you go.
Like movies, music.
Yeah, ebooks, podcasts, shows. In-flight Wi-Fi is usually expensive and slow. Don't rely on it for entertainment. Download ahead of time.
Smart. And chargers.
Oh, definitely bring a portable charger, a power bank. Phone batteries drain fast when you're using maps and taking photos all day. Outlets can be hard to find sometimes. You don't want a dead phone when you need it.
True. What about language barriers? Apps.
Even if you speak a bit of the language, having a translation app like Google Translate is super useful.
Mm-hmm.
The feature where you point your camera at text like a sign or menu and it translates instantly. Lifesaver.
Oh, yeah.
And like we said, even trying a few basic words in the local language goes a long way. People really appreciate the effort, like with omotenashi in Japan. It shows respect.
It really does.
No.
Okay, almost done with prep. Contingency planning. Preparing for things going wrong.
Yeah, the hope for the best, prepare for the worst part. Because things do sometimes go wrong. Flights get delayed, bags go missing, plans change.
It sounds kind of scary.
It can be, but try not to let it deter you. Mentally prepare for things not being perfect, honestly. Often those unexpected challenges, those moments where you have to figure things out, they end up being the most memorable stories and the best learning experiences.
Okay, so how do you prepare practically?
Have those copies of documents easily accessible, like we discussed. Have contact info for your banks, emergency contacts back home, your travel insurance details, a list of any medications you take.
Keep it all together.
Maybe a digital copy and a physical copy, separate from originals. And for students or anyone going away for a long time, consider getting a power of attorney, a POA.
What's that?
It's a legal document that lets someone you trust, like a parent, handle important financial or personal things for you back home while you're unreachable or abroad, paying bills, dealing with university stuff, things like that. Provides peace of mind.
That sounds really useful for longer trips.
It can be, and for U.S. citizens, there's the STEP program, Smart Traveler Enrollment Program.
What does that do?
You register your trip details with the State Department online. It means the nearest U.S. embassy can contact you in an emergency like a natural disaster or family crisis. They also send you safety alerts for your destination. Simple to do, potentially very helpful.
Okay, wow. That's a thorough pre-departure checklist. Feeling much more prepared already.
Good. That's the idea. Now we can talk about the actual journal.
Right. Booking flights, finding places to stay, getting around once you're there.
Exactly. Let's start with booking flights. General rule: book international flights in advance. Don't leave it to the last minute.
How far in advance?
The sweet spot is often somewhere between 8 and 18 weeks before you want to fly. Use flight search engines like Google Flights or Skyscanner to compare prices.
Is Skyscanner usually cheaper than booking directly with the airline?
Often, yes. Because it searches hundreds of sources, including budget airlines and travel agencies, it can sometimes find deals or combinations the airline's own site won't show you. Worth checking both, but Skyscanner is great for finding options.
Any tricks for finding cheaper fares?
Definitely. Flexibility is key. If you can travel on weekdays, like Tuesday or Wednesday, it's often cheaper than weekends.
Okay.
Sign up for price alert emails for routes you're interested in. Let the tech watch the prices for you.
Nice. And you mentioned that everywhere search.
Yeah, on Skyscanner. If you're flexible on where you go, type everywhere as your destination. It shows you the cheapest places you can fly to from your airport. It can lead to some amazing unexpected trips, like that London to Seychelles to Johannesburg example, finding a cheaper, more interesting route.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But airlines can be tricky, right? With hidden fees and different ticket types.
No, absolutely. They make it hard to compare like for like sometimes. The big one is basic economy versus main cabin.
Basic is cheaper, right?
Yes, it looks cheaper up front, but it comes with big restrictions. Usually no seat selection, so you'll likely get a middle seat. No changes or refunds allowed, or huge fees if they are. No frequent flyer miles.
So when should you book basic?
Only if your plans are 100% fixed, you're traveling light, and you truly don't care where you sit. For most first-timers, the extra cost for main cabin is worth it for the flexibility and peace of mind.
Good advice. And watch out for upsell.
Constantly. During booking, they'll try to sell you seat selection, extra bags, insurance. You can usually skip most of that. Sometimes paying for bags online when you book is cheaper than at the airport, though. Check that.
And think about arrival times.
Yes. A super cheap flight isn't cheap if it lands at 3 a.m. and you have to pay for an extra night's accommodation or wait hours to check in. Consider the total cost and convenience.
Baggage allowance, too. Always check that before booking.
Absolutely non-negotiable. Those cheap fares often exclude checked bags, and paying at the airport is painfully expensive. Know the allowance and the fees, and understand the cancellation policy too.
Okay. And getting to the airport how early for international flights?
Standard advice is 3 hours. It sounds like a lot, but check-in can take longer, immigration lines, security. You don't want to be rushing and stressed. 3 hours is a safe buffer.
Got it. What about other transport? Trains, buses?
Great options for traveling within a country. Often much cheaper than flying domestically. Plus, you see more of the countryside and have more local interactions. It's a different kind of travel experience.
And car rentals?
Use comparison sites like Discover Cars. Always get full insurance coverage. Skip on that. And stick with well-known, reputable companies to avoid nasty surprises.
Okay. Transport sorted. Now, finding a place to stay. So many options.
So many. You've got traditional hotels, big chains, or small local ones. Booking.com is great for those.
And the rental properties we mentioned.
Yeah, Airbnb, VRBO, Flipkey. Great for rooms or whole places, often with kitchens and laundry, which is a huge plus for budget and convenience.
What about hostels? Are they just for young backpackers?
Not anymore. Hostels have really changed. They're super affordable, often in great central locations, and fantastic for meeting other travelers of all ages. Many offer private rooms now, not just dorms, plus communal kitchens, lounges.
Where do you find good hostels?
Hostel World or Hosteling International are the main sites. Pro tip: look for ones that include free breakfast and always bring your own padlock for lockers and a travel towel.
Okay. And then there are B&Bs and guest houses.
Yes, smaller, often family-run places, more intimate, homey feel, lots of variety.
So how do you choose between all these?
Start with your budget, always. Don't just fall for pretty pictures. Then, location is key. Is it central? Easy to get to the things you want to see. A slightly pricier place that saves you loads on transport might be worth it.
What else? Amenities.
Think about what really matters to you. Do you need fast Wi-Fi, a pool, a gym, airport shuttle? Make a list of your must-haves.
Reviews.
Definitely read reviews. Look at the overall rating, but also scan for recurring comments, especially about safety and cleanliness. Those are usually the deal breakers. Don't get too hung up on one random bad review if most are positive.
Right. Look for patterns. Okay. Accommodation chosen. Now you've arrived. How do you actually navigate the place? Apps again.
Apps are your best friend here. Google Maps is essential. Download offline maps for your area before you go, so it works without data.
Offline maps. Good tip. Any others?
City Mapper is brilliant for public transport in many big cities. Waze is great if you're driving for real-time traffic. And for hiking or walking paths, sometimes Mapey.cz gives more detail than Google Maps, depending on the country.
What about getting rides? Taxis? Uber?
An app like RideObi can compare prices across different ride-sharing services in some cities. And if you're driving, GasBuddy helps find the cheapest petrol stations.
Wow. Apps for everything. What about planning your actual days, finding things to do?
Loads of great apps for that, too. Itinerary builders like TripIt or Wanderlog can automatically pull in your booking confirmations and create a schedule. Wanderlog is cool because you can plan collaboratively with friends.
Nice. Then finding activities.
TripAdvisor is huge for reviews and ideas. For more unusual stuff, check out Atlas Obscura. Road Trippers is specifically for planning road trips. There are even AI travel guide apps now that give you audio tours and info as you walk around.
So many tools.
Yeah.
How about booking tours or activities?
Use search engines like Viator or Get Your Guide. Check both, as they sometimes have different things available.
Should you pre-book everything?
It's a balance. Pre-booking popular things saves time waiting in line and guarantees entry. But don't pack your schedule too tightly. Leave plenty of free time just to wander, get lost, stumble upon unexpected things. That's often the best part.
That sounds lovely. Okay, final big topic before we talk about the experience itself. Packing. Less is more.
Absolutely. That's the golden rule. Don't pack for every single what if scenario. Think about the activities you'll actually be doing.
Like, what will I wear for dinner, for the beach, for hiking?
Exactly. Pack specifically for those things. And remember, unless you're going somewhere extremely remote, you can probably buy anything you forget or unexpectedly need. Don't overstuff your bag. Avoid those airline weight fees.
Clothing tips, colors, layers.
Versatile items are key. Neutral colors you can mix and match. Dark colors are practical, good for day or night, hide spills. Layers are essential for changing weather. And comfortable shoes. Cannot stress that enough. Broken in, comfy shoes.
How to fit it all in. Rolling clothes.
Rolling definitely saves space and reduces wrinkles compared to folding. Use packing cubes to organize things. Stuff small items like socks inside your shoes. Use every bit of space.
Essentials not to forget.
Medications in carry-on with prescription copy. Chargers, universal travel adapter, maybe a small first aid kit, water filter bottle, document holder. Laundry bag is handy.
And the liquids rule for carry-on.
The 3-1-1 rule. Containers must be 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters or less. All containers must fit in one clear, quart-sized zip-top bag and only one bag per passenger.
Got it. Are there apps to help with packing too?
Yep. PackPoint or Packers can create checklists based on your destination, trip length, weather forecast, and planned activities. Take some guesswork out of it.
Brilliant. Okay, we've planned, we've prepped, we've booked, we've packed. Now let's talk about actually being there, embracing the experience. Culture shock comes into play here, right?
Big time. And it's totally normal. Remember, culture shock is that feeling of disorientation, maybe confusion or frustration when everything feels different.
It happens to everyone.
Pretty much everyone to some degree, especially on a first big international trip. It often follows those stages we talked about.
The honeymoon phase first, everything's amazing.
Pure excitement. Then comes the frustration stage. Little things start to get annoying. Navigating feels hard. Maybe you miss food from home. You might feel tired or irritable.
It sounds tough.
It can be. But then usually comes the adjustment phase. You start figuring things out, feeling more comfortable, making connections.
Getting the hang of it.
Exactly. And finally, acceptance. You're not just coping, you're comfortable. You understand how things work. You can navigate challenges. You feel more at home.
So how do you deal with those tougher middle stages?
Number one, be kind to yourself. It takes immense courage to do this. It's okay to have bad days or feel homesick. Don't beat yourself up about it.
And don't compare your experience to others, like on social media.
Please don't. Everyone's journey is different. Comparison really is the enemy of growth. Focus on your experience, your learning.
Should you just hide away when you feel bad?
Rest days are fine, definitely needed sometimes, but try not to let relaxing become the only thing you do. Gently push yourself to keep experiencing things, even when it feels a bit uncomfortable. That's where the growth happens.
Right. And understanding specific cultural differences helps too, like the bowing in Japan.
Absolutely. Knowing those little things like removing shoes indoors in Japan, using the right slippers, understanding bowing etiquette makes interactions smoother and shows respect. Even trying a few words of Japanese, like we said, is huge. Using Duolingo or a phrase book beforehand can make a big difference.
Okay, so embracing the culture is key. But what about the negative side? Tourist scams.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do need to be aware. Especially in busy tourist areas, scams exist. The main thing is to be cautious, be aware of your surroundings, but don't be overly paranoid or suspicious of everyone.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Know what you're paying for. Count your change. Be aware of common tricks.
Like the found gold ring or the friendship bracelet thing.
Exactly. Or someone spilling something on you as a distraction while someone else picks your pocket. Or the helpful local at the ATM trying to see your PIN.
What about money scams? Slow counting change.
Yep, or the switcheroo with big banknotes. Always state the value of the bill clearly when you hand it over. Be careful if cashiers seem overly chatty or distracted, especially when handling your card. Use contactless or mobile payment where possible.
And fake police.
That's a scary one. People pretending to be police asking to check your wallet for fake money. Never, ever hand your wallet over on the street. Ask to go to the police station or call the official police number yourself if you're unsure.
Wow. So, general rules for protection.
Keep valuables secure, maybe in a money belt or crossbody bag worn in front. Be wary of commotion or distractions. They're often staged. Keep your cards in sight during transactions. Just maintain awareness of your surroundings.
Okay, be aware, be cautious, but don't let it ruin the trip.
Exactly. Now, moving beyond just sightseeing, how can you really deepen the experience?
Good question. Make it more meaningful.
Yeah. Listen to podcasts about the place before you go. Read books set there, historical fiction, biographies. Join online groups to connect with locals or expats.
What about while you're there?
Take walking tours. Local guides offer amazing insights. Consider a cooking class, learn local recipes, understand the food culture, or other workshops, maybe crafts or language lessons. Immerse yourself.
That sounds much richer than just snapping photos.
It really is. And keep a travel journal. Write down what you see, who you meet, how you feel. It creates such a personal record of your journey.
And don't be afraid to travel independently.
Not at all. It takes more planning, sure, but the freedom and flexibility you get are incredible. You can follow your own interests, change plans on a whim. It often leads to the best discoveries.
Wow. We have covered so much today.
Yeah.
From the very first idea to packing, booking, navigating culture, staying safe, everything.
We really have. Our main hope is that you, listening right now, feel much more ready, more confident, and definitely more excited about planning that first big international trip.
Absolutely. It's about feeling empowered to take that leap.
We hope this deep dive gave you practical steps, maybe some surprising ideas, and just that boost of enthusiasm to go explore the world. Remember, things won't always go perfectly, but that's often part of the adventure.
So true. As you're dreaming about this first adventure, here's a little thought to ponder. What's one small, everyday thing you do at home that you're curious, maybe even excited, to try doing differently in a new country?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, maybe it's how you have your morning coffee, sitting outside, watching the world go by instead of rushing. Or how you greet someone you just met, maybe using a different phrase or gesture. Sometimes the biggest insights come from noticing and embracing those tiny shifts in routine. How can those small differences open up a whole new way of seeing things?
That's a beautiful thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into beginner travel. We genuinely hope you feel more prepared and super eager to explore. And keep practicing your English with us.
Yeah, definitely. Until next time, happy travels and happy learning.
Bye, everyone. Happy travels.